Welcome back, everyone. Let's face it, life's complicated. And there for the grace of God, you've heard that phrase, right? You can make a wrong turn. You could find yourself in a situation that all of a sudden it's out of control. It's not what you expected. You're trapped. You don't know what to do. Well, we've been to this organization. We're in the offices today of Captain in Clifton Park. And once again, I'm talking to Bonnie Nelson, who is the Family Development Manager. And we have a special guest today, Penny Morrow. And we're going to be talking to Penny about her specific story related to what I just said. So first, great to see you again.
Hi, Jesse. Good
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I know. When we were here and interviewed Katie for the program that we were doing on income inequality, we were just so taken by a couple of things. One, the organization that you've put together with your team, the resources that were available at that time to Katie, who she needed, Penny, any of the number of people that come to this. It could be the food pantry, it could be educational courses, it could be just a leg up. You know, it's just that idea that there are a lot of resources here to be able to help people in need. How long has Captain been around?
40 years.
Wow.
We just had our 40th anniversary in October.
Wow, that's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
For those who don't know Captain and think that it's, somebody who runs a ship or something. Well, in some ways you are doing that, right? Tell us about Captain.
We are an agency that serves primarily all of Saratoga County, and we have a multitude of different programs. Everything from emergency services, financial assistance, a food pantry. We have a street outreach team who works with runaway and homeless youth. We have a Care Links program that works with seniors. We have our Family Development Mentoring program, our Family Support Services program, which is a support service for parents with kids with special needs. Holiday programs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you've seen a lot in the years that you've been here. So everything that you're talking about, I can tell from the way you're describing it, you've had personal experience with it, right? The reason that we asked Penny to join us was that, and I said this to Penny when I met her today, you just beam, Penny, I'm telling you. It, not knowing exactly what the particulars were for your situation, it took one heck of a lot of courage for you to make that step to get over here. So let's go back.
Okay.
Let's just say you're in a situation that was untenable for you. It was just not working. In your particular case, it was an abusive situation, right?
It was. It was.
Tell me a bit about what you did to get out of that situation and get over here.
Well, it was a domestic violence situation, and I decided enough was enough, and it was time to go. It was time to go once and for all and never turn back. So that started with going into a domestic violence shelter in Saratoga, and that led me to Captain's, which led me to the Getting Ahead program.
And we're going to be talking about this Get Ahead program, but I want to backtrack just a little bit. That shelter you're talking about is Wellspring.
It is Wellspring.
Yeah, sure, that's Maggie Frank. And we've talked to Maggie many times. You almost make it sound like it was easy.
It was not easy.
And it was not.
It was one of the hardest things that I've ever had to do. I had to take my 14-year-old son as well. So it wasn't just me leaving and the abusive relationship, but it was my son as well. And I did it for both of us. So it was the hardest thing I've had to do and my son, but it was the best move I could have ever made.
Well, Penny, in all the interviews that we do, we touch on the subject frequently in different ways. Your particular situation, and I remember talking to Maggie Frank about this, is one of the most difficult to get yourself out of because of the lack of control you have in the situation, which is why the abuse exists and all of the other sort of things attached to that. So just to have that courage, and I've heard it before, when there's a child involved, somehow you find that inner strength, right?
I did. I had to. I had to for my son. I saw changes in him that I didn't want to manifest and become permanent, so I had to make that step.
Now, when you came over to Captain, met Bonnie, met the team over here, the Get Ahead program is a program, and you can probably see what's on the board behind us, at least I hope you can. building resources. It involves social capital, involves language, integrity and trust, emotional relationships, role models. Just think about the scope of these kinds of services. And the Get Ahead program puts you together with a mentor,
Yes.
correct?
Correct.
And what do you learn? What's that process like?
From the mentor?
Yes.
Well, I'll just be honest with you. I felt that I didn't need a mentor. I felt like I had this. I kind of have, I'm older, so I have a good idea of how life works, and I didn't really need one. And then I found out that when I met them, that wow, their perspectives on life and listening to me and really caring about me and situations that I've been in, and not just listening, but they also had ideas of how to change things and work with me. So they've been my support ever since.
It's wonderful. That becomes an extended family in so
They
many ways.
have
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So in your particular case, probably skills you wanted to learn so you could become self-sufficient,
Yes.
right? And then, of
Yes.
course, with the help of Captain, making certain that you could get housing and
Yes.
really start to build a life of your own.
Yes.
In building those skills, what skills did you feel you learned from the Get Ahead program?
Skills. How to survive, really, on my own, doing it by myself
Right.
as a single mom. So, how to use different resources that were out in the community that I had no idea. And Captain's was one, and Wellsprings, and different agency legal projects. So I learned different ways to reach out that I really would not have utilized before. And the legal aid, I've needed to use all of them. So,
The point being, there are the services available out there.
yep.
You just really have to have that inner strength at some point to say enough is enough, or that I have the courage. I remember Katie saying, Bonnie, she sat in the parking lot here not knowing whether she even had the strength to get out of the car. Think about that.
Yep.
Right? Now, you see so many people here. In Penny's case, talk about that.
She was one of the strongest women that I've ever met.
Thank you.
I think she downplays that a little bit, but she's been really very motivated since beginning the program, and it's just been really an inspiration. And what she overcame was very dramatic. So.
Oh, yeah, I bet. So we fast forward. You're sitting here beaming, as I said, full of self-confidence.
Yes.
And right?
Yes.
You're ready to go.
I'm ready to go. Just let me loose now.
Yeah, don't you
got-
love that?
I love the feeling. It's
Oh, my
totally
God.
different from in the beginning when I didn't have it. Kind of broken, kind of down, kind of just like, what now? And then as time went on, now I look like this. And I feel like I look.
Well,
Yeah.
let's, viewers would want to know, if you're in a situation yourself that sounds familiar, it could be any number of different situations. You lost your job, all of a sudden you don't have money for rent. Remember, some of the other things that we've talked about in the past. What advice would you have for somebody?
Do not let fear take
Oh,
over.
there you go. Yeah.
Fear is one of the biggest drawbacks. It will cripple you. It will keep you stuck. It will keep you where you are. So don't fear. Just know that when you make the change and you're ready to make the change, whatever the change is, just be ready. That's the whole thing. And do not let fear stop you. And just pursue and carry on. And you might, have some pits and some falls, but you just get up and you keep going. Life isn't going to be easy. The roads are not going to be straight and narrow, but you might have a rock or two and a stumble and a fall. Just get up and keep going, because that's what I've learned to do.
Well, when you talk about getting up and getting going, what you're doing, quite honestly, is building confidence,
Yes.
right? You may stumble and all of a sudden you realize, okay, I'm all right.
Yep.
On to the next.
you
Stumble a
go.
little bit, I'm okay.
There you go.
And each time it gets progressively better.
And it does.
And better and better
It does.
as you go. The Get Ahead program, which is what we're talking about here, which puts people in need with mentors and tries to form a path for them, personal path and a career path, right? It can help with all kinds of things, shortcomings in rent, educational opportunities, right? Anything you want to add to that?
We work a lot on investigating how poverty impacts our personal lives, our family, our community, what causes poverty, time management, money management, goal setting, developing personal plans. It's a very intensive program.
Sounds like a lot of us could use it. That's what it sounds like to me, right? Well, I want to thank you very much. At the beginning of the year, you know, we always talk about, okay, we're going to change things. It's the beginning of the year. Think about it. You know someone in a situation that's not healthy. You're in a situation that's not healthy. You're really having trouble. You know, really contact Captain. It's remarkable, and I could talk about it all day long. All you really got to do is talk to Penny. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. Happy
Thank
New Year
you.
to you.
Happy New Year to
Bonnie,
you.
thanks for inviting us in. Happy New Year
Thank
to you,
you
too.
very much.
You're welcome.
Happy New Year.
See this interview again. You can head to our website, looktvonline.com.